Good evening. You are watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq confirms during the official banquet that the Sultanate of Oman and the Republic of Singapore will continue working together to achieve mutual benefits. His Majesty the Sultan and His Excellency the Singaporean President review the distinguished friendly relations and aspects of cooperation between the two countries and exchange viewpoints towards regional and international issues. His Majesty the Sultan reviews with His Excellency the Singaporean Premier the progress of the close relations between the two countries and the development of mutual benefits in various sectors. His Majesty the Sultan meets CEOs of Singaporean companies in his residential premises at the Singaporean capital. His Highness Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers discusses with His Excellency the Bahraini Minister of Finance and National Economy enhancing cooperation fields between both countries. And His Highness Sayyid Bil'Arab bin Haytham presides over the inauguration of the first phase of Rabt electricity transmission project. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. His Excellency Thurman Shanmugaratnam, President of the Republic of Singapore, held a dinner banquet in honor of His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq at the Palace of Istana in Singapore. Prior to the banquet, His Majesty the Sultan delivered a speech.
President Tharman Shanmugratnam. Thank you for the warm welcome. I'm delighted to see you and to be in Singapore once again. We had a friendly and constructive exchange of views today, confident that we can take further steps to enhance our already excellent relations. We enjoy shared perspectives across a broad range of issues, from foreign security policy to economic cooperation and educational and cultural exchanges. Oman and Singapore have been in a contact for centuries. This manifested in the Jewel of Muscat, project, which sailed across the seas and to become a prominent symbol of Oman's maritime history since the 9th century. We are delighted with the elevation of status of our diplomatic missions at the start of this year to embassies. I believe this is an important step in our excellent relations. I also feel very satisfied with the discussions that are taking place at various levels of our government. We are keen to develop our strategic partnership in all areas and serve the benefit of both our peoples and nations. Both Oman and Singapore will continue to work closely together, learning and benefiting from each other's experiences and strengths to the mutual benefit of both and our respective regions. In Oman, we are working towards becoming a regional hub for green hydrogen industries and have taken several steps following my endorsement of the net zero carbon target by 2050. We would welcome Singaporean partnership to this end. Mr. President, I'm eager to promote further cooperation between our two countries and two regions, cooperation in energy and green industries, innovations, startups, and SMEs, education, healthcare, and tourism, aquaculture, water management, and technology are the highly welcomed. Mr. President, I thank you once again for your hospitality and your kind invitation. Singapore is a long-standing friend to Oman, and I hope to welcome you in Muscat, where you will be most welcome. Thank you very much.
His Excellency, the President of Singapore, welcomed His Majesty the Sultan and the accompanying delegation, stressing that this state visit is the cornerstone of advancing bilateral relations to broader perspectives. His Excellency added that the Republic of Singapore and the Sultanate of Oman share common attributes as both nations are naval countries and overlook strategic waterways and depended on free and open trade, in addition to their pursuit of maintaining international order and the firm belief in promoting tolerance, understanding, and interfaith dialogue.
However, Your Majesty is no stranger to Singapore. Your Majesty has visited Singapore several times over a few decades before assuming the throne and has become an astute observer of Singapore's path to development. I'm delighted to welcome you back. Singapore and Oman established diplomatic ties 38 years ago, but our ties go back centuries through trade and culture. We commemorated this in 2010 with the Jewel of Muscat, a replica of a 9th century Arab dhow and the state gift from the late Sultan Qaboos. It was constructed jointly by the two countries before making a 6,630 kilometer journey from Muscat to Singapore. Relying only on the winds, the Jewel's 17-man crew sailed the vessel along a route linking Asia and the Middle East that the early Arab traders would have plied. The crew included several Omanis and even an officer from the Singapore Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Jeff Koo, who is here with us today. The Jewel had pride of place in the Maritime Experiential Museum in Sentosa. Today, it awaits its new home as a central feature of the revamped Oceanarium that will open next year. We also see our historical links in Singapore's physical infrastructure. Muscat Street was redeveloped in 2012 in collaboration with the Muscat municipality, featuring Omani-style archways and murals. It is a thriving part of the Kampong Glam Heritage District. In fact, I would say it's one of the liveliest parts of the district. Looking forward, we have just concluded an MOU on youth and cultural cooperation during Your Majesty's visit. In fact, it has been an especially fruitful year in our relations. Just over a year ago, we held the inaugural Singapore-Oman Strategic Dialogue. This was a strong signal of our mutual intent to elevate ties to the next level. Earlier this year, we upgraded our respective consulates general in Muscat and Singapore to embassies. We have also had a steady stream of government and business exchanges. Your Majesty's state visit is a major milestone that enables us to build on this momentum of strengthening relations. Singapore looks forward to doing more with Oman. We may be separated by the vast Indian Ocean, but we share many commonalities. We are both maritime nations, straddling strategic waterways, dependent on free and open trade, inclusive regional architectures, and the preservation of a rules-based international order. We both believe in promoting tolerance, understanding, and interfaith dialogue. Our economic relationship is growing too. Singapore companies like Sembcorp, Blue Aqua, and SATS have made significant investments in Oman. There is interest among our businesses to do more, especially given the opportunities generated by Oman's transformative Vision 2040 economic agenda, such as in renewable energy and tourism. Singapore can also serve as Oman's launchpad into Southeast Asia, leveraging on the Gulf Cooperation Council Singapore Free Trade Agreement, the GSFTA, which Singapore hopes to upgrade. For instance, Ashad Shipping set up a Singapore office last year, while Sohar Port and Free Zone held an outreach event 3 months ago in Singapore. I welcome more Omani companies to do likewise. As a friend and partner of Oman, Singapore is happy to share its development experiences, such as through the long-running Regional Institute for Infrastructure Development in Muscat. Over 690 Omani officials have attended courses covering areas such as civil aviation, urban development, and information and communications technology. Our Civil Service College has also collaborated with the Royal Academy of Management on leadership courses for Omani senior officials. We have also benefited from Oman's insights and perspectives and look forward to both sides learning from each other and opening up new areas of collaboration. In closing, I would like to wish Your Majesty the best of health and success, and the people of Oman continued peace and prosperity. May the friendship between Singapore and Oman endure and flourish. Shukran.
As part of His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq's state visit to the Republic of Singapore, an official reception ceremony was held at the Istana Palace in Singapore. Upon the arrival of the motorcade of His Majesty at the Presidential Palace, His Excellency President Tharman Shanmugaratnam of the Republic of Singapore was at the forefront of those receiving and welcoming His Majesty, wishing him and the accompanying delegation a pleasant stay. The President of Singapore accompanied His Majesty the Sultan to the podium of honor, where the Omani Royal Anthem and the Singaporean Republican Anthem were played. His Majesty the Sultan, accompanied by the Singaporean President, then inspected the Guard of Honor, who saluted His Majesty. The two leaders then headed to the reception building, where His Majesty kindly signed the visitor's book. Then His Majesty the Sultan greeted senior recipients from the Singaporean side as follows. His Excellency Masagos Zulkifil, Minister of Social Development and Family and Second Minister of the Ministry of Health. His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Maliki bin Uthman, Minister in the Prime Minister's Office, Head of the Mission of Honor. His Excellency Edwin Tong, Minister of Culture, Community and Youth and Second Minister of the Ministry of Law. His Excellency Peh Swan Jin, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Trade and Industry. His Excellency Julius Lim, Private Secretary to His Excellency the President. His Excellency Grace Hu, the Press Secretary to His Excellency the President. His Excellency Albert Chua, Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. His Excellency Samuel Tan, Head of the Middle East, North Africa and Central Asia Department at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Minister Plenipotentiary Sayyid Nuruddin bin Saeed Hashim charged the affairs of the Embassy of the Republic of Singapore to the Sultanate of Oman. Meanwhile, His Excellency President Tharman Shanmugaratnam of the Republic of Singapore greeted the Omani delegation. After that, the two leaders took a commemorative photograph. After that, the two leaders held a bilateral meeting at the Istana Palace, during which the friendly ties between the two countries and aspects of existing bilateral cooperation were reviewed to enhance the common interests of the peoples of both countries. The two parties also exchanged views regarding the latest developments in the regional and international arenas. The meeting was attended by official delegations from the Omani and the Singaporean sides. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq and His Excellency Lee Hsien Loong, Prime Minister of the Republic of Singapore, held an official sessions of talks this afternoon at the Istana Palace in the capital of Singapore. During the session, they discussed the close relations between the two countries, the fruitful cooperation between them, and ways to develop mutual benefits in various sectors, in addition to exchanging views on the rapid changes in the world. The session was attended from the delegations from both countries. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq visited the National Orchid Garden of Singapore. During the visit, a new orchid flower has been named after His Majesty in his honor to commemorate His Majesty's historic visit to the Republic of Singapore. His Majesty expressed his great appreciation for this kind gesture, which reflects the strength of bilateral relations between the two friendly countries. Meanwhile, naming orchids after kings, presidents, leaders of states, and senior officials in the National Orchid Garden in the Singapore Botanic Gardens, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, has been a tradition for more than 50 years. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq has received CEOs of Singaporean companies in his residence in Singapore. The CEOs expressed their honor in meeting His Majesty the Sultan. The meeting dealt with means of expanding economic and investment cooperation and augmenting trade exchange between the two countries in various fields. The meeting was attended by the official delegation accompanying His Majesty the Sultan. His Excellency Engineer Salim bin Nasser Al-Aufi, Minister of Energy and Minerals, and His Excellency Abdus Salam bin Mohammed Al-Murshidi, Chairman of Oman Investment Authority, affirmed that the logistics sector and investment in green hydrogen were among the important areas of cooperation discussed between the Omani and the Singaporean sides. The Minister of Energy and Minerals said that both countries agreed that the Singaporean team will visit the Sultanate of Oman to get acquainted with the Omani expertise in logistics and green hydrogen sectors and industries. The chairman of Oman Investment Authority said that there is a direct freight line between Sohar Port and the Singaporean ports, and there is an Asiad Group office in Singapore managing 9 vessels. He added that the group is planning to expand its fleet to 20 vessels by 2025. The Sultanate of Oman and the Republic of Singapore signed 2 memoranda of understanding MOUs in the fields of culture and youth and economic development. The MOUs were signed within the framework of His Majesty the Sultan's current visit to Singapore. The first MOU was signed between the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Youth and Singapore's Ministry of Culture, Community and Youth. It deals with boosting cooperation in various fields. Further, the MOU includes programs, cultural projects, theatrical and cinematic workshops, and supporting initiatives of translation and publication. It also stipulates the facilitation of exchanging information regarding the protection of cultural heritage, cultural identity, and publishers' rights. Meanwhile, the second MOU was signed by the Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Investment Promotion and the Singapore Cooperation Expert Enterprise. It dealt with boosting cooperation in the fields of investment promotion, streamlining business and exporting procedures, as well as developing SMEs industrial projects and enhancing the business brand of the country internationally. The two MOUs were signed from the Omani side by His Excellency Qais bin Mohammed Al Yusuf, Minister of Commerce, Industry and Investment Promotion, and Anwar Ahmed Mqibel, charged the affairs of the Sultanate of Oman's embassy in the Republic of Singapore. From the Singaporean side, the MOUs were signed by His Excellency Edwin Tong, Minister of Culture, Community and Youth, and the Second Minister of the Ministry of Law, and Wai Mun Kong, CEO of Singapore Cooperation Enterprise. His Highness Sayyid Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers, received His Excellency Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, Minister of Finance and National Economy of the Kingdom of Bahrain, and his accompanying delegation. At the beginning of the meetings, His Excellency the Bahraini guest conveyed the greetings of the leadership in the Kingdom of Bahrain and the good wishes for the leadership in the Sultanate of Oman, wishing the Omani people further progress and prosperity. Both sides reviewed the strong bilateral relations and means to develop them for the interest of the peoples. The meeting focused on promoting joint cooperation in economic, trade and tourism fields, as well as exchange of expertise and investment experience. The meeting also highlighted a number of current issues on GCC progress and the latest developments at the regional and international levels. From his side, His Excellency the Minister of Finance and National Economy of the Kingdom of Bahrain underscored the deep historic relations between the Sultanate of Oman and the Kingdom of Bahrain, adding that such visits will provide opportunity for dialogue regarding joint ventures and facilities available in the governments of both countries. The meeting was attended by His Excellency Sultan bin Salim Al Habsi, Minister of Finance, His Excellency Sheikh Al-Fadl bin Mohammed Al-Harthi, Secretary General for the Council of Ministers, and His Excellency Dr. Jum'a bin Hamad Al-Ka'bi, Ambassador of the Kingdom of Bahrain accredited to the Sultanate of Oman. The official inauguration ceremony of Phase 1 of the strategic project Rabt was held today under the patronage of His Highness Sayyid Bil Arab bin Haytham Al Saeed in Oman Convention and Exhibition Center. The project, worth 183 million Omani Riyals, is implemented by Oman Electricity Transmission Company, OETC, as part of its commitment to enhancing the reliability and security of the electricity network and supply across various regions of the Sultanate of Oman. The first phase includes the construction of 5 grid stations: Nahida Grid Station, Suwayhat Grid Station, Barak Grid Station, Duqm Grid Station, and Mahout Grid Station. Committed to contributing to the future of sustainable energy through innovative partnerships and initiatives, OQ Alternative Energy confirmed during the conclusion of Oman Green Hydrogen Summit the start of studies for the Salala Hydrogen Project during the next year, which are related to the power of wind energy and solar energy, and research and crystallization of ways to complete the project in the Governorate of Dhofar. Dhofar Governorate is also characterized by rich resources of solar and wind energy, supported by a high-level maritime shipping infrastructure from the port of Salala. On the other hand, OQ Gas Networks, one of OQ's investments in the Global Energy Group, launched an environmentally friendly wastewater treatment project in Nimr's employee housing in cooperation with small and medium-sized enterprises. The project consists of installing a compact Japanese wastewater treatment unit using bioengineered anaerobic bacteria in multiple stages. This system efficiently treats water through biological processes in specially designed tanks, which leads to the removal of waste from wastewater without the need of chemicals. His Excellency Sultan bin Salam Al Habsi, Minister of Finance, received His Excellency Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, Minister of Finance and National Economy of the Kingdom of Bahrain, and his accompanying delegation who is visiting the Sultanate of Oman. The two sides held an official discussion session during which they reviewed Oman Vision 2040, its goals, and enhanced national programs to achieve them. They also reviewed the Omani experience in overcoming the financial crisis, reducing public debt, and containing financial risks, and the experience of financial sustainability and developing the financial sector. The two sides also discussed issues of common interests related to the Gulf Cooperation Council, in addition to discussing ways to enhance cooperation between the two countries in the field of supporting and managing government investments, increasing the volume of trade exchange, and other fields. The discussion session was attended from the Omani side by His Excellency Nasser bin Khamis Al Jashmi, Secretary General of the Ministry of Finance, His Excellency Dr. Khamis bin Saif Al Jabri, Chairman of Oman Vision 2040 Implementation Follow-up Unit, while from the Bahraini side it was attended by His Excellency Hamad bin Faisal Al Maliki, Minister of Cabinet Affairs, His Excellency Khalid bin Ibrahim Hmeidan, CEO of the Economic Development Board, as well as a number of officials from both sides. His Excellency Sheikh Al-Fadl bin Muhammad Al-Harthi, Secretary General of the Council of Ministers, received here today His Excellency Hamad bin Faisal Al-Maliki, Minister of Cabinet Affairs of the Kingdom of Bahrain, who is currently visiting the Sultanate of Oman. During the meeting, the two sides reviewed the experiences of the two countries regarding the action and tasks of the Council of Ministers and related supporting departments. They also highlighted bilateral relations and means of boosting cooperation in various fields. Sultan Qaboos University marked the graduation of the 34th batch of graduates of the Humanities College. The event was presided over by His Excellency Sheikh Al-Fadl bin Muhammad Al-Harthi, Secretary General of the Council of Ministers. More details in the following report.
Amidst the cheers, applause, and festivities at this glorious evening that will be remembered for a lifetime, 1,716 proud graduates of the Colleges of Humanities of Sultan Qaboos University were awarded their bachelor's, master's, and PhD degrees after fulfilling all the academic requirements.
First of all, I would like to thank Sultan Qaboos University, which runs this important program. And regarding the program itself, in fact, it's one of the most important programs because it's deal with the national security affairs, especially at this strategic level. So I'm honored to be here tonight. And once again, thank you very much indeed.
Sultan Qaboos University gives us lots of skills and several skills. One of them is time management. Time management supports us to win several awards, and one of them is Dean List in 2020 in double time, and also give us more chance to get and more several awards.
I'm speechless. I can't find the right words to express my feelings. What can I say? Graduation is a roller coaster of feelings, from the initial feeling of excitement to all of the challenges that we encountered through our journey. I'm grateful that I'm graduating today. I'm so happy to be part of this momentous occasion.
The journey that these graduates embarked on spanned several years, yet with diligent efforts and the conducive environment provided by SKU, they gained this momentous accomplishment.
I'm so happy that I graduate for a second time. So I thanked my teachers in my major. So I thanked my family that all the time they are support me, and my friends. So this is I can't imagine, I can't describe my feeling today. I'm graduate for master degree.
I'm feeling privileged truly because I graduated from Sultan Qaboos with this degree, as I consider it as a challenge in my life that I managed to succeed in. based on the fact that Sultan Qaboos University provided us with the high standards in life that we followed to a T, basically, that made us, more sophisticated in life.
I'm truly grateful for the education and the opportunities that I got during my time in SQ, and they have prepared me very well for the future and the experiences that I can get.
The graduating class of 2023 obtained their well-deserved degrees from the College of Law, the College of Education, the College of Economics and Political Sciences, and the College of Arts and Social Sciences.
The tenacious spirit and dedication to academic excellence demonstrated by these graduates are truly inspiring and a reminder of what can be achieved with hard work and perseverance. From Sultan Qaboos University, Salih Al-Khalfan, Al-Rahbi, Muscat.
Royal Oman Police celebrated the graduation of a new batch of recruits at the military parade ground at the Sultan Qaboos Academy for Police Sciences in the Wilaya of Nizwa. The event was presided over by His Excellency Dr. Saud bin Hamoud Al-Habsi, Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Water Resources. At the beginning of the ceremony, the graduates performed the military salute for the chief guest. Then the commander of the parade requested the chief guest to inspect the guard of honor. After that, the graduates performed slow and normal military marches, accompanied by Royal Oman Police musical bands. Then the chief guest distributed appreciation certificates and prizes to the distinguished graduates. After that, the graduates chanted the Royal Oman Police's anthem, Humat al-Haq, or Guardians of the Right, and took the oath of loyalty and chanted thrice, Long live His Majesty the Sultan, the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces. Finally, the graduates performed a military salute to the chief guest, and the commander of the column moved forward to take permission to leave the parade ground, and the column marched before the main day with normal march. The National Defense College concluded the parallel program collaboration between public and private sectors. The program was attended by Their Excellencies Undersecretaries and Chief Executive Officers of government companies affiliated to Oman Investment Authority and a number of senior officers from Sultan's Armed Forces, military and security apparatus. The closing ceremony was held under the patronage of Rear Admiral Ali bin Abdullah Shidi, Commandant of the National Defense College. Signing ceremony took place today for the partnership and cooperation agreement to implement the works related to the water supply project for the Sultan Haytham city. The signing ceremony to implement the works related to the water supply project for the Sultan Haytham city took place in the presence of His Excellency Dr. Khalfan bin Saeed Al-Shaili, Minister of Housing and Urban Planning. More details in the following report.
Nama Water Services signed an agreement with Target Company to carry out the work related to the water supply projects for the city of Sultan Haytham, where the company is committed to supplying the city of Sultan Haytham with all its water needs in a way that ensures the sustainability of the services for the citizens of the city.
We are thrilled today to be first of infrastructure company to sign an agreement for water supply services to His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq city. Actually, the project consists of 100,000 m3 RCC reservoirs, 9,700 meter of 1,400 millimeter distribution pipes, 1,200 millimeter of 7,400 meters of another pipes, also to provide adequate and sufficient quantity of water to entire His Majesty city.
This agreement comes to achieve the goals of activating basic services projects in an integrated manner for a smart city to bring Sultan Haytham city to the sustainability stage, all of which will enhance real estate, investments and financing relations that make the city a leading global destination in terms of quality of life and luxury of living. Based on this vision, water security and services sustainability are guaranteed through the implementation of strategic projects for lines and in accordance with the Water Security Plan 2040. From this standpoint, Nama Water Services signed an agreement with Turkish company to carry out the work related to the water supply projects for the city of Sultan Haytham, where the company is committed to supplying the city of Sultan Haytham with all its water needs in a way that ensures the sustainability of the services for the citizens of the city.
This project is to supply water to Sultan Haytham city. It forms part of the overall SEEB long-term project, which will ensure the water needs and security for the area. Now, work will start imminently, and the construction is scheduled to finish by the end of December 2025.
The project also includes a station for pumping water from the main Al Khudh reservoirs and also includes connection systems for SCADA control and monitoring. The project also includes civil and electromechanical works associated with the operation of the water supply project, which would achieve one of the important city standards on which sustainability is based by installing renewable and recyclable resources systems such as solar energy and natural water treatment plants at the level of regions or residential communities. The transition of population services and urban planning to advanced stages continue to take place, and signing of this water supply agreement for His Majesty Sultan Haytham City is evident for that. From the Ministry of Housing and Urban Planning, I'm Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rubai, Sultanate of Oman Television.
In order to enhance students' talents in various fields such as scientific, cultural and artistic, and as part of its activities for the academic year, University of Technology and Applied Sciences organized theater directing workshop in Sur branch. More details in the following report.
Theater is an art concerned almost exclusively with live performances, in which the action is precisely planned to create a coherent and significant sense of drama. As a result, theater in Oman is witnessing a wide acceptance from audiences, and many high educational institutions are adapting this art as one of their activities, which results in participating at various festivals. Therefore, University of Technology and Applied Sciences organized theater directing workshop in Sur branch.
Actually, this workshop helped me a lot to expand my knowledge, and especially how to control the stake. For example, or for instance, if I want to send the message for the audience that this play actually are old, or for example, for present time with the future time. And also it helped me to how to control the lighting and how to deal with decor in a very well situation.
Around 40 students from across the University of Technology and Applied Sciences branches participated in the workshop. The participants came to know more about leading the process of creating a show and representing the script accurately with the help of an experienced theater director.
At the first, I want to thank the University of Technology here in Sur to invite us and organize this a good workshop for us as actors. I get a really good benefits, predominantly, and the theater directors. And it's steps to implement any theater works from the start until the end.
The participants also learned how to use all the possible elements to create a coherent and meaningful show, and then they had a practical practice. This workshop came to provide a suitable environment for students who are interested in theater to learn more about its different aspects.
This 3-day session came to prepare these students to acquire the required skills in order to be well prepared to participate in the 7th Theatrical Festival, which will be conducted at the beginning of next year. Sultan bin Saif al-Sarai from University of Technology and Applied Sciences, Wilaya of Sur.
This is the Sultanate of Oman Television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main headlines once again. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq confirms during the official banquet that the Sultanate of Oman and the Republic of Singapore will continue working together to achieve mutual benefits. His Majesty the Sultan and His Excellency Singaporean President review the distinguished friendly relations and aspects of cooperation between the two countries and exchange viewpoints towards regional and international issues. His Majesty the Sultan reviews with His Excellency the Singaporean Premier the progress of the close relations between the two countries and the development of mutual benefits in various sectors. His Majesty the Sultan meets CEOs of Singaporean companies in his residential premises at Singapore capital. His Highness Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers discusses with His Excellency the Bahraini Minister of Finance and National Economy enhancing cooperation fields between both countries. And His Highness Sayyid Bil Arab bin Haytham presides over the inauguration of the first phase of Rabt electricity transmission project. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night and have a lovely weekend.